being American, growing up in the States, playing sports, you're eventually going to hear second place is the first loser. A saying I took very personally, that I believed in 100%. And now I hope to tell you a story and put that bullshit saying to rest. I'm Tommy C., and this is SV WEHEN WIESBADEN English, the only English-speaking SV WEHEN WIESBADEN superfan site ever. And boy, do I have a story to tell you. The story actually begins with my son being interviewed by the local paper. A thunderstorm. Bayern fans asking me how the pitch was going to be. And I'm like, man, we have a professional pitch. We have a beautiful city. We got a beautiful stadium that's actually underappreciated because this club actually started in a tiny village about 30 minutes away. And then it began. You saw the likes of Harry Kane. You found out that Emmanuel Neuer is not playing because of red cards from the year prior. You got to see Kimmich, one of the greatest players at his position probably right now in the world, and probably for the last 10 years to boot. It was intimidating. The house was full. And as most people point out, it was full of Bayern fans. Bayern being an international team, sort of like a Manchester United, City, a Celtic, or even a Real Madrid. Bayern Munich is all those things and then some. So it could be pretty intimidating. The actual reverberation from the Bayern fans did make my son physically ill after a while. He really had to kind of lock in and watch this game. The first half started like you just might think. Bayern, possession all over the place. But in fairness to WEHEN, really a team like this that has that much quality, there's not much you can do but hope to jump on a mistake and make a brilliant counterattack, which WEHEN would go on to do. But I did notice something early on, a good sign. Bayern's passing wasn't that crisp. They seemed a little off. I feel like, they're going through the beginning of the season jitters themselves. It wasn't as crisp as I thought a team like this would normally play in mid-season form. And I thought to myself, that's a good sign. That's something to work on. They may be able to take advantage of it. Well, just after I thought that, of course, Johansson took a unlucky, wasn't irresponsible or anything, handball in the box, leading to Harry Kane lining one up and blasting it. He rarely missed penalties, well, unless it's the World Cup, but he doesn't miss them very often. And this was tough. This is about the time my son started getting nauseous because we were sitting right next to the Bayern fans. And we had to get the water, had to calm him down. And that pretty much was the first half. But in that first half, again, I really felt like the coverage was exceptional by our center backs and wing backs. They really made it as difficult for Bayern as humanly possible. This is another sign I saw. They're together. They're with it. They're playing to their level. Maybe not offensively, maybe not in the midfield, but the defense was as good as anything Bayern was going to run into. How did I know that? Bayern was getting it deep and just launching one in the box, hoping things would go right, and they didn't. And that has everything to do with the coverage of WEHEN WIESBADEN. Now, when I say they didn't, yes, they did it first. In fact, when they scored their second goal early in the first half, I did find myself, I just want to see this place rock once. I want the stadium to overpower all these Bayern fans. And boy, did we get our wish. Left center back, Nicholas Mai. I don't know what he was doing this far up, but I'll take it. A long aerial cross to a sliding Fatih Kaya, and he buries it in the back of the net. I don't care if Neuer was there. I don't care if Oliver Kahn was there. I don't care if they both were there. I don't care if a brick wall was there. It was a brilliant goal. They slid it right past them. Wiesbaden shows they're alive. It's 2-1. The stadium is rocking like I've never seen it before, and I was there at their last promotion. The Bayern fans, for the first time, shut down, and I thought to myself, okay, I got my goal. It's not reasonable for another one, but I was wrong again. A misplayed ball in the middle field leads to a Fatih Kaya breakaway in the 70th minute, one-on-one with the Bayern keeper, and then it had to be. We got to experience the second goal, and probably the biggest release of energy I've ever seen in any stadium that I've been in, including in the NHL back home in the United States. Wow, the dream was starting to look real. Fatih Kaya buries it by himself outdoes the goalie. How can this be? It's starting to look like a miracle. All the signs are there. Bayern is not tip-top at this point. They are not able to penetrate like you might think they would. They only got a lucky handball goal and a really good play down low. It really should be 2-1 at this point, but it's not. We are going 2-2, and we only have another 20 minutes to go. So they're up 2-1. The other shoe has to drop. What could go wrong? Well, Najad Richley coming off the bench. He takes what I consider a professional foul on Harry Kane, a hard foul, sending Kane to the line. And this is when maybe the most magical part of the night took place. Kane lines up for the kick. Saved by Stritzel! Another save by Stritzel! That's a double! Wehen clears it away! It's just near the line! Unbelievable. I have to say the stadium was even louder at that point than they were for the 2 goals. Absolutely insane. I'm actually starting to believe, could this happen? Could we have a Saarbrücken right here in Wiesbaden? So now, nearing extra time, tied 2-2, I personally started seeing the cracks. Apparently on television, they were all ready to do the next 30 minutes, but I gotta be honest with you, those guys were gassed. I could see the defense's mouth open. I could see Bayern's focus kind of take over. I know they were giving everything and then some, and I could see it hanging by a thread. And I wasn't surprised when they held up the 5 minutes of stoppage time. What happened next? I knew it was going to take a brilliant effort, and I also knew that that brilliant effort would come. The 94th minute, Stanek with a brilliant cross to Harry Kane. He was completely covered, but he jumped like LeBron and headed it right over Stritzel. I can't say I was surprised. I didn't even feel any sort of weird disappointment. I knew it was coming. I could see the focus happening. I could see our guys giving everything they had and then some, and probably a lot more than they were humanly capable of. But nothing was going to stop one of the best English strikers of all time. He found a way, and really, WEHEN Wiesbaden lost this game biologically. If Harry Kane had not been born so tall, WEHEN Wiesbaden sees extra time. That's how close it was. I mean, a handball. That's how close it came. You know, props to Kane and the rest of Bayern and everything like that. I don't want to act like I'm putting them down. I'm not. I have respect for one of the best teams on the planet. I have respect for teams that have really good shots at winning the championship this year. Any criticism I do have has more to do with they're not in mid-season form. They're an amazing team, and it was an honor to lose to them. And I don't feel like I'm in second place. I feel that my team has actually learned, if they maintain this, if they know where to dig, because they knew where to dig deep when they played a team like Bayern. They play like this the rest of the year, they'll not only get promoted, they'll win the league. I just hope they learned where to go to wherever that is to bring it out in the regular season. Niels Doring didn't really seem too upset, and I can't imagine he could be upset at any level. Disappointment is understandable. But this was mind-blowing. It was a mind-blowing event for the city. It was a special thing. WEHEN fans, I hope we made a few more. I hope you guys know what you're missing. Yeah, there may not be as many people in the stands, but you start to make connections. These players are a lot more accessible than somebody like Harry Kane and other great players. It's your hometown, respect it. I'm not even from here, and I absolutely love this team. Go to most of the games, and it's a big part of what my family does now. The Bayern fans, really hats off to them. They behave pretty respectfully in the stadium. I gotta admit, not everybody comes to our town and treats it right or behaves correctly. I got respect for the Bayern fans. I really do, but it was disappointing. But I hope my guys learned something. I couldn't be more proud of them. I like a father, almost. There's no shame in your game. You were literally an inch away. Stritzel had to pick up the defender that was guarding Kane. He just collapsed, and I can only imagine. Not your fault, pal. It was just biological. Kane was born a little taller, and he's one of the best strikers we've seen, especially in the last 10 years. And probably argument for top 20, top 30 all time. Maybe not top 10, but he's up there, and he's been a dominant force for a long time. And WEHEN fans and WEHEN players, and even the coach, Niels Doring, really can only be proud of standing up to one of the best teams on the planet. My son and I, well, he took it pretty hard, I'm not going to lie. It was really difficult for him to deal with. We were so close. He watched us get close against Leipzig, get close against Mainz 05. This was really rough because I guess he got the feeling that maybe those losses would equal just a miracle win, or at least to see extra time. I tried to tell him that this was actually a victory in a strange way. I don't feel like the first loser. I feel like we took something away from this, and hopefully he can be focused in the future. My son, as he looked back at the stadium, he gave me these wise words, and I'm going to share them all with you right now. You know what, Dad? Screw Bayern.